One of these two will be a first-time national champion. Will it be Texas tonight? They just need the one win. Tech needs to play again tomorrow to have a shot at that crown. The starting lineup's brought to you by Capital One. And tonight, Texas is the visitor. Those top four in the order, they each had a hit. The only four off of Kennedy in game one. They provided the 2 runs on the board. They've been doing it all year, responsible for more than half of their hits and runs scored on the season. And for the second night in a row, they will face Nigeri Kennedy out there in the circle. Now is the home team for Tech.
Kennedy, look at that control, just 44 walks on the season. She has just been completely dominating this year because she's got that rise ball, 73 miles an hour. Look at the rotation. How about the spin rate close to 25 RPM at the top of the zone, but it's also a changeup in the low 50s and a screwball to lefties that she's been using. 7 strikeouts in game one, the majority on her arm side of the plate. But you can see the way that she really uses a plethora of different pitches, a rise ball changeup mostly, but that screwball and curveball have come into play lately.
We'll keep a close eye on the body language, on the mental athleticism with all that's been going on over the last 24 hours for Nigeri Kennedy. Stepping right back into one of the loneliest spots on the planet and ready to go to work. And it's Ashton Maloney to lead things off. First pitch swinging and just outside the line. After about an hour delay due to heavy rains in the area, grounds crew did a terrific job to get the field ready tonight. Maloney with 91 hits on the year, 1 shy of the school record set by the legend. And USA national team member Janae Jefferson chops that to short. Haley Toney charges and gets her 1 down. Kennedy held this Texas lineup to just 1 hit through 5 innings. And then the Longhorns strung 3 hits together in that 6th to get the 2-1 win. Henry was the fire starter in that 6th inning. Hits and 10 runs scored for Caden in their 10 tournament games. Also had a stolen base in the ball game last night. Her speed very lethal when she gets aboard. And now a 3-0 count.
Well, that's going to be one of the keys for Texas, try to elevate that pitch count. Nyjah under 100 pitches last night.
Yeah, threw 88 in game one. Had the 7 strikeouts, no free passes. And of course, that now famous attempt at a free pass in the 6th that would hit. And Henry smashes that one right back up the middle. 92nd hit.
Well, and this is all about getting in a leverage count. 3-1 count, able to go right back up the middle.
Oh, and this is a beautiful swing, because watch her body kind of go out and reach for this, be able to get to that Nyjah Kennedy rise ball and pop it back up the middle. She talked about having a flat swing, and that's what she has there to get the first hit.
Victoria Valdez behind the plate, very strong arm. Henry was able to swipe one on her yesterday. 3 for 3 in her career in Champ Series. She'll try for another, and this time Valdez gets her. And Henry immediately calls for an obstruction. Let's see what Texas does.
I feel like Haley Toney actually came down to a knee to prevent herself from stepping into that lane that would be obstruction.
And I think they are going to take a look at it.
The ruling on the field was the runner was out at second base. Texas is challenging that ruling. The previous play is under further review.
And it's Marty Abzishin, the second base umpire.
See how Haley Toney gets down to, Alexa Langoliers, the second baseman, comes over. This is perfectly executed because she comes down to her knee. Now, she still needs to make sure she's not blocking, and she's not. Great call.
The first of 2 challenges, and then late in the game, the umpires can go to their own review.
After review, the ruling at second base is upheld. The runner is out. That is the first challenge for Texas in the ball game.
Langoliers, good job applying that tag well out in front of the bag. Clear path right to the base, an opportunity.
So with 2 down, here's Mia Scott.
And by the way, Victoria Valdez, heck of a throw. No one throws out Caden Henry. She stole 33 bases
Only
on
the second time.
Yeah.
All year.
Perfectly executed.
It's her 13th caught stealing of the season. 2-1 to Scott at 71 miles an hour. Well, we knew coming into this series that both these catchers would be tough to run on. And now the count goes full. This matchup of All-Americans. Mia kind of throws the bat out at it and gets the base hit. Another changeup that she strikes for a single in her last 2 at-bats against Kennedy.
I was talking to Mia Scott about the changeup. She's like, I love hitting the changeup because she's like, my body might not recognize it, but look at her hands. Are you kidding me? Her body is out of commission, but her hands sink through the zone just enough to get a hit.
That barrel just stays right through there. That's how you hit a changeup.
All right, so here comes the rematch with Reese Atwood. No intent to walk her this time, and Kennedy heat into the zone, 0-1.
Yeah, it comes right up to that inside part. A lot of people try to sneak that rise ball past and get it underneath Atwood's hands, but she is so strong up there.
Nice homemade sign there for the Texas faithful. For the junior, their all-time RBI leader, second in home runs. And right back to Kennedy. And that'll be the 3rd out of the inning. Couple of hits, 1 left on. Tech picking up the bats when we come back. Let's take a look at our starting lineups, brought to you by Capital One. For the Red Raiders, Maya Davis, a couple of singles, and one of those to drive in a run in game 1. The only run up on the board for Texas Tech. She's been stellar at the top of that lineup, an all Big 12 conference performer to face Mac Morgan, coming off one of the best starts of her career in a semifinal win over Tennessee.
Well, and Mac Morgan, you know what you're going to get. You're going to get a drop ball, and it's going to be heavy. It's going to be 70 miles an hour. It's going to feel like you're hitting a bowling ball when you try to barrel it up. She can freeze you, and then she can chase you. She's got great, true 12-6 over-the-top rotation of a drop ball that just falls off the table.
And as a hitter, you know what's coming. That's the whole thing with Mac Morgan, is you gotta look up. So you're looking more belt than knee. At the knee, she's got you.
Coach Mike White calls her a bulldog, and that was her persona in the semis. She's 2-0 in this NCAA tournament. And there's a line out to Caden Henry down to one knee to make the catch. It's a big number of drop balls. And so if she's getting ground ball after ground ball, that's a good thing for the Horns.
She'll throw a little bit of curve once in a while, an off speed, but yeah, it is all hard and all down. Different corner. She throws it to both sides of the plate very well.
Wyatt Davis went down and got that.
Oh, yeah.
73 miles an hour off the bat. Smoked right to Caden Henry.
Here's one of the two freshmen on the left side of their infield, the starting shortstop, Haley Toney, the only Power 4 freshman to start every game at short. Slow roller, and that's going to be trouble. Hit it where they ate, and she did that. And a one-out base runner.
That's what speed will do. It's the mishits. That's what you want when you got speed on the left side. She mishits this, but perfectly placed. No man's land. You get 3 Texas Longhorns trying to go after that.
I think Julie Mitchell needs to go get that, and with the speed of Katie Bennett at second, she can cover first. Probably need to communicate on that a little bit more.
Her 13th hit of this NCAA tournament to lead the team, and she's now extended her hitting streak to 9 games. That's her best. Lauren Allred steps in as the 3-hitter. That finds the line. Fair ball out to left. Back-to-back hits for Texas Tech. And an early chance for the Red Raiders.
It's almost like Jerry Glasgow's got a pitching machine that he could set up. He's got 6 of them he brings with him, and one of them for sure is the drop ball. Tech right now, 3 batters in all over the drop ball. The first out, hard out to center. We saw infield base hit. Now this one smoked down the left baseline. 2 hits already for Tech.
This is what it's all about for the Red Raiders. They got a hit to support Kennedy. At the World Series, they're sub 200 at the plate, averaging only 2 runs per game. They left the bases loaded in the first inning yesterday and never fully recovered. Can they break through here and grab an early lead tonight?
Morgan started against Tennessee earlier in this tournament. She was outstanding working from ahead. Her last 3 hitters, she started 1-0. She's been from behind, and they have been aggressive. Now we're at 2-0.
One of the changes Jerry Glasgow made, he moved Alana Johnson up from the 6th spot into the 4 hole and swapped with Kennedy. Two for 10 at the World Series, but both of those hits for extra bases.
Shifted her last night all on the left side. You see second base now pulled over.
And a 4-ball walk, and for the 2nd game in a row, the bases are loaded in the first inning. And trouble early for Mac Morgan, and already out of the dugout is Patty Ruth Taylor. So this is how Texas got out of that first inning yesterday with the bases loaded. Kennedy hitting into a double play. And then they were able to follow it up with a ground out back to Tegan Cavan. No damage done. And now in a similar situation, albeit with 1 out this time, can they get the bats booming? Coming in, a 300 hitting team. Much below that in the World Series. Their RISP number is 222 at the plate.
This is why they have to take advantage. It feels like, oh man, their bats are rolling, but they have these innings, and we saw them in regionals and supers where they come and they're able to score 1 or 2 runs, and then the bats can go silent. So this is a huge opportunity for Tech here early.
And it's Alexa Langoliers, one of the 6 transfers that came with Jerry Glasgow from Louisiana. Mitchell comes home for 1, and they get the force out 2 down.
Good job by Mitchell to be aggressive on that, immediately coming home to Reese Atwood and Morgan rolling that ground ball. That's what it's all about in these pressure situations with the bases loaded.
Of course, who's up to bat? Nyjah Kennedy, bases loaded, already here in the first. A huge opportunity for her. Very emotional yesterday. Grounded into that double play last night with the bases loaded.
Holly Rowe reported pregame about the fire in her eyes, ready to go, ready to bounce back from that tough loss in game 1.
Oh, she was asking for timeout.
Yes, she was.
Mac Morgan is the quickest working pitcher we've seen here in Oklahoma City. As soon as she gets on that rubber, she's ready to go. Nyjah calling time right now.
Kennedy, ground ball to short, then over to first to end the threat. Second night in a row. Tech loads them up and leaves them out there. Scoreless through 1 in game 2.
She has the ability to change a game with one swing of the bat.
Ella Parker sends it out.
It's the day of the walk-off.
Talk about clutch.
Texas Tech steals the run.
She ties it up with 2 outs in the 7th.
A high fly ball to right field. It's deep. It's gone.
I mean, this has been the story.
Impossibly great drama.
Are you freaking kidding me right now?
One of the craziest World Series in recent memory, and it may not end tonight. If Texas Tech wins, we have a game 3 tomorrow night, 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific on ESPN and ESPN Plus. One of these teams will win their first national championship. For Texas Tech to do it, it would be their first time here. For Texas, it would end 7 years of frustration on this big stage for a breakthrough win for the program. Kennedy with a great play out of the circle and a diving grab to retire Mitchell.
And I can't tell you how difficult that is to finish your pitch. You see a ball in the air and then you leave your feet again to go get it. But that's the athleticism of Nyjah Kennedy. She sees that ball up. She's going to go get it. There's no holding her back today. She is laying it all out on the line. Just a great athletic move.
Pretty crazy to see Jolie Mitchell bunting, by the way.
Yes.
Right-handed hitter, home run hitter. All her hits have been home runs. That's 3. She was trying to push it to second base, but pretty unusual.
Here's Katie Stewart. Texas in the World Series. This, all their home runs. Katie Stewart's got a pair. Mitchell with 3 of them.
Spraying them all over.
Yes.
91 on the season, 6 here.
Katie's got 4 home runs in this NCAA tournament. And when you go back to last year in the championship series, she had a home run here in Oklahoma City. She and Mitchell amongst a group tied with 3 and gets out in front of the changeup there, 2-2.
Did not see it, did not pick it up at all. And this is where Nyjah Kennedy Smitty has gotten so good. We can talk about her velocity in the rise ball. That's really good. But the development of the changeup, you saw it in the swing there. Katie Stewart never saw it.
Oh, she has a spin rate of over 2,800 on that changeup, so it blends in with her hard stuff.
And now the count goes full. Eighth in the country and runs batted in this year, and she draws the walk there with 1 out. That's Kennedy's first free pass of the finals. You know, if you don't already, you can get the split screen going currently over on ESPNU. It's the 7 Innings Live Champ Special. Hello, ladies. Having some fun out there. Yes, indeed. The main telecast is still on ESPN if you're out there looking.
They're having fun, that's for sure. They have wardrobe changes. Every time we see them, they're in different outfits.
You should be excited. Kendra Falby's going to be out there in a little bit talking about the Audis. I know you love the Audis.
Kendra Walby.
Kendra Walby.
Stealing home runs.
Rob Jobs.
I'm Beth Mullins alongside Olympic gold medalist left fielder Jessica Mendoza, Olympic gold medalist pitcher who rakes Michelle Smith, our Hall of Fame reporter Holly Rowe down on the dirt for us tonight. Here's Victoria Hunter, the DP. Ground ball to Tony, flips for one over the first, double play. Langoliers with the turn to Allred to end the inning.
This is the Texas Tech defense that has just turned their 33rd double play of the year and doing a really good job of making sure that Tony, the Langoliers, and the good throw, she steps back to Allred. But it looks like Hunter slows down a little bit. But yeah, Nyjah is pumped. Her defense picking her up. And they're picking up the bats.
Scoreless as we move to the bottom of the second. Let's revisit Hunter's run down to first here, Michelle.
Yeah, and at this level of play in the Champ Series, every at-bat, every out matters. And Hunter just lets up about 2 steps before first base. Again, maybe you're upset you didn't drive the ball, but you've got to sprint through that. Every little thing matters, and if anybody knows that, it's Texas. Losing out in that Champ Series last year to Oklahoma.
Yeah, this is their 3rd time in the finals in 4 years, and the first 2 times they ran into Oklahoma. Well, for both these teams, they had to go through Oklahoma to get here to the championship series for the All-Texas final. Mac Morgan back to work against 8-9 in the top. After they loaded the bases in game 1 in the first inning and did not score, it took them a while to crank the offense back up. Let's see if they're a little quicker to counter, although this is the bottom of the order. For this Texas Tech team that has reinvented itself this year with a new coach, a new superstar, a new everything. They've rewritten the record book for a team that missed out on the NCAA tournament last year and within a season have come all the way back to play in the finals.
And Beth, to your point, if you're the Red Raiders, you need to be thinking swing on every single pitch, because guess what? Mac Morgan has 18 walks this year. That's it. She doesn't walk a lot of people. That means she is hammering the zone. She was going to be around that plate.
Ground ball to short. Leanne Good stays with it. 1 down. Well, in the crowd tonight, somebody you may recognize. The Super Bowl ring or 2 or several. And one of the most famous of Tech grads, Patrick Mahomes, and his wife here watching the action tonight.
He's been watching, been supporting his entire program team, giving them the swag. Leather jackets and Adidas shoes.
A lot of support for their entire athletic program. And oh yeah, hello. Got the PM logo on the back there.
Love it. It's that mutual respect, right? The greatness knows greatness.
He was part of the discussion with his friends at Adidas as Scott gets the out to help bring Nyjah Kennedy into the mix. And of course, with the portal open, it would be a surprise to no one if there are some other big names relocating, possibly to places like Lubbock or Austin, as they watch these 2 teams vie for a title. And with 2 down, it's back to Bailey Lindemuth. Last of the lineup to come up before they turn it back over to face Morgan tonight. One that gets up in the air, and Maloney able to track it down. The diving grab out in right center to rob a base hit.
Oh, Pat. The read from Ashton Maloney, that's the first part of this. This thing is diving straight down, and then she leaves her feet. So much risk to make this play, and her pitcher, Mac Morgan, heck yes, she's got your back.
Scoreless here in Game 2 of the Women's College World Series, and Holly Rowe has a very special guest.
Well, Patrick Mahomes, you have done so much for this team, softball. What made you want to get invested and really start making them better?
Yeah, no, first off, I love Texas Tech and everything Texas Tech's about. And to have Nyjah here along with the other girls, it's been fun to watch. And so I've always loved softball and watching it. I'm happy it's me back in the Olympics and glad to have them here in Oklahoma City.
Okay, so you have a baseball background, and I always have a theory that your arm angles and your arm slots were from your baseball background. You know arm talent. What do you describe with Nyjah's arm talent?
It's special. I mean, the way she's able to control the softball and the way she's able to locate in the strike zone. I mean, it is special, and to be able to watch it firsthand all season long, you know why we're in the position that we're in. And it starts off with her and her leadership.
All right. Speaking of leadership, I think Brittany, you have some serious leadership in the women's sports space. I just saw today Forbes has valued the KC Current $275 million, second highest in NWSL. How proud are you that you got in on the ground floor of really investing in women's sports?
I think it's just been incredibly fulfilling. You know, as an athlete myself, I think I know a bunch of passion and just talent and grit that exists in women's sports. So just, being able in that position to spotlight this and show everybody how amazing women's sports is has just been a dream come true for me.
Okay, I know you have a soccer background. Did you ever play softball?
I played t-ball. I don't know if that counts, but I did not play softball. But these girls are amazing, and they're incredible athletes with a ton of talent. And Nyjah is just incredible with her skill and her talent. It's just been awesome to watch.
Awesome. Well, thank you. Thank you both for your investment in women's sports. We appreciate it, and it's really making a difference. Thank you.
Let's go wreck 'em.
Thank you.
Had to sneak that recommend at the end.
That's
Thank
right.
you so much, Holly, and to Patrick and Brittany for being with us tonight.
That's awesome.
Boy, you think of some of the greats, at Texas Tech over the years. Not many bigger names in sports right now. We were talking the other day that kind of the comparison of Nyjah Kennedy and this Texas Tech softball team to their great basketball team that won a national championship back in the early 90s. And a swing and a miss there, a strikeout for Nyjah Kennedy as Leanne Good is retired. And just the Herculean effort of Cheryl Swoops that year, sort of similar to the run these softball players are on.
And how about Kennedy going to the curveball? She gets 9 inches of horizontal break on that pitch. She doesn't use it often, less than 10% of the time, but she has kind of pulled out the curveball and the screwball here late in the postseason.
That is her first strikeout of the day. She had 7 in game 1 yesterday, over 300 on the season. Here's Katie Bennett.
Not as much swing and miss either. We saw a lot of swing and miss, and of course day 2, these hitters have been able to adjust. They've seen her 24 hours ago, so they go watch more video, have a better understanding. Just 2 swing and miss here in the 3rd inning.
Top of the order waiting for their turn. We had a scoreless game last night through the first 4 innings. And it took to the 3rd time through the batting order for these 2 teams to start producing.
And you can really tell how Tech is pitching against Bennett with the speed that she has. Linda Muth right down the line, and you can also see that Tony, the shortstop, covering that 5-6 hole. Every pitch so far has been on the outer half to her.
Choked up at the last minute, backhanded by Linda Muth, and fires over to first. Hugging that third base baseline, Smitty.
Yeah, and that's what you have to do. You know you're going on the outer half and you have any speed. You've got to be able to get something hit down that line. If she would have been off that line, that could have been a base hit just with the speed of Bennett getting down the line. Excellent defensive play for the freshman. Bailey with the strong arm going across to Allred at first.
Back to the top of the order, and Ashton Maloney. There's another swing and a miss. Talking about letting the game come to her in that batter's box, and rifles that one. Ricochet off of Kennedy and out into center field for a single. So the top three in the lineup each have a hit tonight, including Caden Henry, who singled her last time up.
It's a good job inside out. This pitch comes in just past the glove of Nyjah Kennedy. Hit hard, but perfect spot.
.92 hits now for Maloney, ties the single season record. I mean, the last 2 years for this Texas club, with the 6 starters returning from their team a year ago, the best 2 offensive seasons in school history. Runs, home runs, slug. Henry skies one out to left. Demi Elder is under it, and that'll end the inning. To the bottom of the third, scoreless tonight in Game 2 of the finals. Oh, what a night in Oklahoma City. That's downtown at Paycom Center. They got about 5 minutes left in the first half, and a 7-point lead for OKC over Indiana in Game 1 of the NBA Finals. That's downtown by that big, tall building. And we are out here at Devon Park, where we are introducing a new pitcher. Cambria Salmon, the freshman out of Beaumont, California, will come on here in the bottom of the third to replace Mac Morgan, who pitched 1 time through the order for Texas. So it's Maya Davis, and back to the top. Morgan can return and re-enter the game. She's got her glove on still out there in the bullpen. And what a big moment for the freshman to step in here with 3 straight lefties at the top of the lineup.
She's had a good year. I mean, she can throw to all parts of the zone. She's a lot of upspin with a screwball and a rise ball, but she also can use a drop ball. She's going to be 67. Change up a little bit slower, around 46.
7-1 on the season. Her 3rd NCAA tournament appearance. Just over 6 innings of work.
And how about the belief of head coach Mike White? She hasn't thrown in a while, and he's going to plop her right into the Champ Series.
And facing one of the best leadoffs. Of course, you think back a year ago when the Oklahoma Sooners were playing Texas, Game 2, trying to win the national championship. They threw a record 5 pitchers in that game to beat Texas. Two-two pitch to Davis. Right back up the middle, base hit. Well, don't forget the Women's College World Series Championship Finals could continue tomorrow with the if necessary game. If Texas Tech wins tonight, we are back winner take all tomorrow, 8 Eastern on ESPN. For more information, go to NCAA.com, your home for all 90 NCAA championships. And here is Haley Toney, and let's see how disruptive Tech will try and be on the base paths. While also talking a little pitching strategy. You don't come back today with Tegan Cavan if you're Texas, because you do have a little wiggle room. And if you do play a winner-take-all tomorrow, you want Cavan healthy and ready.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know you have to force Tech's hand to throw Kennedy
a 3rd time.
Yeah. Absolutely. Every inning of the Champ Series.
2 schools of thought. You go for it in Game 2 and throw your ace again. Tony with a little self-talk. Doesn't chase away. Red Raiders set a school record for stolen bases this year. Davis, 26 of 31. Inside out swing, and there's Mia Scott with a great grab. One down.
Mia Scott is like a cat over there at third. She can just move Jess. Instincts beyond.
Just her reacts. I mean, her ability to go backhand on something like this when she's creeping in. This is a lefty, so she's playing up in front of the bag, creeping in just in case there's a bunt, in case there's a slap.
And now Lauren Allred. First pitch swinging. Bennett backing up, will make the play to first. Took the second out instead of risking whether or not she could beat Davis to second there. So a runner in scoring position and a chance for Texas Tech to grab the lead.
Well, she had her at second, and I think that that's a play you circle if there's a base hit right here.
Yeah.
You got to get the lead runner.
Especially for your freshman pitcher in the circle. It's a little different if you have a dominant strikeout pitcher in the circle.
You see the infield now, no second baseman, so they've vacated. Going back to the play, she had it at second, doesn't even look.
No.
I mean, almost like there's two outs, just automatically going to first base. With Lana Johnson calling timeout here, but they did this yesterday. They did not do it in her first at bat. Taking their second baseman, so there is no one standing at the second base position and three infielders on the left side of the field. You see this a lot with slappers. You don't see it a lot with right-handed hitters. And by the way, Lana Johnson, she hits the ball to the right side a whole heck of a lot. So this tells you that they are going to try to come inside. If they miss away, she's got an easy base hit. Look at that right side of the infield.
Yeah, usually when Texas would do this, they would bring the right fielder in to play second base, but Johnson has more power than a slapper. So there's a big hole on the right side, but instead it's Scott. And again, well played by the Texas shift. The analytics don't lie on that one. End of 3, scoreless.
It's just how easy she makes this look. I mean, you got 3 on the left side, but you don't really need a whole lot when you got Mia Scott down there at the hot corner. This 2-line drive catches, reacts. Get another out for a freshman pitcher.
Welcome back to the Women's College World Series on the NCAA presented by Capital One. And here with Texas coach Mike White. Coach, you've made a quick pitching change, but that seems like it was part of the plan. How do you have your pitchers lined up for the rest of this game?
Yeah, well, that was planned like one time through the order, then Cam, somebody going to one time through the order, then we'll see what happens after that. So keep it in suspense.
Okay, you're not going to tell me who's next. Tell me a little bit about your hitters. Nija's come out throwing flames. What do you want them to do to get a little bit more on time?
I think we're hitting it pretty good right now. I mean, obviously starting to mix a little more change up in there, but this is just the second time through right now, and I feel pretty good about what we're doing.
I have to ask one more time. Any chance Tegan Gavon would come in tonight?
There could be a chance.
Okay, thanks, Coach.
All right, hold on.
Great pitching so far, Jess, and it's backed up by some stellar D.
Oh, we've seen it both sides, too. And, oh, by the way, the pitcher, Smitty, they're getting in the action. Nyjah Kennedy, how about this on the bunt, diving to get an out for herself. And then Tech backs her up, double play, 6-4-3. This was a huge out to end the inning. And then, of course, don't forget my outies. Great job, Asha Maloney leaves her feet to make the grab. And Mia Scott, you're always going to have her in a web jam package. She has been stellar over there at the hot corner.
So similar to last night, we are scoreless into the 4th inning. Kennedy facing 3, 4, and 5. So for Scott, Atwood, Mitchell, Stewart now all lined up. This chance here in the 4th, maybe one later in the game.
Well, Jess, you know we have to have great defense because there's only been 1 strikeout in the game. So
hallelujah, let's go.
Each side with 3 hits. Tech, for the 2nd game in a row, left the bases loaded in the 1st inning without scoring. Scott singled in the 1st. That was one of the defensive plays that did not make that last package, but Victoria Valdez, a big caught stealing of Caden Henry. Otherwise, she scores on the Scott base hit.
That's the secret save of the game, because she makes it into second, which, by the way, all year she has. They score a run. Which, looking right now in the fourth, runs are a premium. There might not be a whole lot of strikeouts or swing and miss, but...
Well, you always know that, right? A pitcher's duel, it doesn't mean 21 strikeouts. It just means it's going to be tough to put a run up on the board.
Kennedy, 44 pitches thus far. Was very efficient last night, only threw 88.
I'm already halfway there tonight.
Careful with the changeup. That was the hit that Mia Scott got. Her body was beat, but not her barrel.
Shaking a couple. Tried to rise, didn't chase.
Shook the change, wanted her best pitch, and Mia Scott does not bite.
Fights off a 3-2.
That's a screwball in the outer half. They're trying to throw that rise ball in underneath her hands.
I don't even know how she fouled that off. Mia Scott.
Her eye-hand coordination is off the charts.
There's another one.
And this is what Mia Scott does, too. She just kind of plays pepper, gets rid of the ball, fouls them off until she finds one that she can land.
Her hit extended the inning last night to get Reese Atwood that at bat with 2 outs.
Yeah, 1 strikeout last night for Mia Scott, but that's just her 9th of the year. I mean, she doesn't swing and miss a lot.
Atwood awaits. Here's the 3-2 and draws the walk. Leadoff aboard for Texas.
Great at bat against the best pitcher in college softball. Fouled off everything else and then took the pitch that was off the plate.
And now Atwood grounded back to Kennedy, her first time up. First pitch swinging, and that'll drift out of play.
Really trying to get in on the hands of Reese Atwood. We've seen that in both her at-bats, coming inside, down, inside, up with the rise.
I mean, when she drives them in, they win. Tying the school record this year with 55 wins. Just missed that one.
She was mad. She knows it, too. This is a flat rise ball, rare mistake from Nyjah.
Yeah, and that's the one, Jess, that we talk about. When you see that pitch show up, you can't foul it back. We say that all the time. You got to barrel it up. That picture's incredible.
Will she get another 0-2? Atwood, deep drive, down the line and left, and foul.
Wow, I think we need higher foul poles.
100%.
Right? That was twice the height of the foul pole.
Started turning at the finish. We saw Victoria Hunter hit one out there last night for Texas, but no cigar. And strikes her out.
Well, how do you get out one of the best hitters in the game? You pitch around her very gingerly. You come on the inner half, and Reese Atwood is attacking. Fouls that pitch straight back. Fouls off a pitch that looks like it's going yard, and then comes back to the curveball for the strikeout. That is great late sharp movement on that curveball to expand the zone.
That's been both of her strikeout pitches tonight. And with 1 down and 1 on, it's Jolie Mitchell. About 50% of her outs are strikeouts. For the junior, first 2 years at Stanford, came to the World Series. Eliminated in the semis, the big transfer, and the $1 million NIL deal. And this year taking Texas Tech to new heights, their first time in the finals. Mitchell, who tried to bunt the first time up, swinging away, her more natural self here the second time.
And another foul ball straight back. I mean, when I was pitching, that was like note to self. Anytime that ball's going straight back, got to do something different because they are just missing it.
Another swing and miss.
Nyjah says, note to self, I'm not going to go upstairs with the rise ball. I'm going to go back to that curveball, which has been really, really good tonight. Look at the rotation and spin on that. It starts on the outer half and then just runs away. Mitchell tries to catch up with it, but no chance. That ball's in the batter's box, the left-handed side. So much run on it.
2 down, and it's Katie Stewart. She'll foul off that first pitch.
You know, and kudos to Tara Archibald, who is helping call those pitches that she recognized. All right, maybe the rise ball's getting hit a little bit more today. They saw a lot of it yesterday. Let's go to one of Nyjah's, you know, it's not her primary pitch, but she still throws it very well.
Especially because the plan for Texas, they told us, stay on top of that rise ball. You need to hit a ball or two above the ball. So now instead of going vertical, she goes horizontal. Yep. She gets the swing and miss.
Tara is the daughter of head coach Jerry Glasgow. They spent about 5 weeks this year when Nyjah was dealing with a hamstring injury where they couldn't throw a whole lot outside of games. Stewart trying to find a hole and does, out on the grass and shallow left. And for the first time tonight, Texas with a runner in scoring position. On the corners with 2 outs.
Kate Stewart just gets enough in on the hands, out to the grass. Haley Toney, wonderful job, drop step, almost getting to this, but with 2 outs. This allows Mia Scott, outstretched arm for Haley Toney. But Mia Scott goes first to third. Now runners on the corners.
And it's Victoria Hunter hit into a double play, her first time up. 0 for 2 last night in game 1. Plenty of first pitch strikes to think about for Texas hitters tonight. Hunter, ground ball to Toney, it's short, bobbled, and still has time to make the play to end the threat. Couple stranded for the Horns. Still nothing doing to the bottom of the 4th.
Welcome back to Oklahoma City here in the World Series, speaking with Coach Jerry Glasgow. And Coach, Nyjah has come out, and what have you seen from a resolve standpoint and an execution standpoint?
She's a champion, you know. She's throwing with heart, she's throwing with intelligence, and she's a great pitcher. She's executing, I think, really good.
You're seeing a couple of different pitchers here for Texas. What has to change with your hitters to start getting some productivity?
We've got to adjust. They're going to go one time through the order and switch pitchers, I think, all night. And what we don't want to do is get to the 6th and 7th without the lead, and then they'll bring Kavan in. We got to get, it's very, it's just a immatureness to our ball club to leave the bases loaded like that 2 nights in a row. We've got to make quick adjustments, and we got to adjust off each other, not off our own personal at bat.
Thank you so much, Coach.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Holly and Coach Glasgow. The Red Raiders tonight, 5 base runners, 1 for 6 with those runners on. Left them loaded in the first. Had a base runner in the third, and now here they come again. 5, 6, and 7 against Salmon. And Alexa Langoliers pops that one up. Katie Bennett, 1 down. Texas Tech trying to force that game 3. This is the 20th anniversary of the championship series. We've had 6 game 3s. The last one in 2021 when Oklahoma rallied to beat Florida State. And here is Nyjah Kennedy stepping in. Grounded out facing Mac Morgan, her first time up. One of the attractions of transferring to Texas Tech was the chance to hit more. That has been the case. 3 home runs in the postseason for Nyjah. What was really cool when she was being recruited, you know, the other players had already transferred in. So Jerry Glasgow, actually it's a handwritten card showing Nyjah what the lineup would look like with her in it. And all the stats of the other players, batting averages and home runs and RBIs, so that she could see what the lineup would look like. Of course, 2 trips to the World Series with Stanford the last 2 years, and scoring was an issue in them getting knocked out in the semis twice.
Yeah, when you're in the circle, you want to know that your team's going to put runs up.
Waits on a change and pops it up. And it's Bennett again, 2 down. Hey, let's take a look at the Capital One Cup standings as teams compete for a combined $500 grand in student athlete scholarships from Capital One. What? Wait a second, Mendoza. What happened to the Cardinal?
Oh, just give it a minute.
She was celebrating before
That's
it came
North
on.
Carolina's big lacrosse championship.
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah.
What do you guys won, like 40 in a row?
I know. Every year it's Stanford up there in the #1 hole.
In the women's category,
yeah,
especially.
Women's sports.
Yes. There's Demi Elder.
Outstanding.
The elder statesman of this Tech lineup. Katie Bennett's getting a workout. Getting her steps in. Recording all 3 outs that inning. And a 1-2-3 affair for Salmon.
Just a game.
The emotions of playing for a national championship here at the Women's College World Series. Texas winners last night in game 1, so if they win tonight, they take the trophy back to Austin. They light up the UT Tower. If it's Texas Tech, we are back here tomorrow night for game 3. Is it Texas time? Most runs in the World Series field coming late in games. Leanne Good. And on the run, and the diving grab for Demi Elder. 1 away.
Defense matters. That's what we're seeing. You got to take away hits. Demi Elder, good read. Coming in, leaves her feet to be able to make another play for her defense. Of course, Nyjah Kennedy loving this. Just the 3 strikeouts. Everything else has been caught. Double plays turned. Another play by the Audis.
Full layout for that one. Here's Katie Bennett, the 9-hitter. We saw last night, same stage we're at tonight, scoreless through 4. One call that goes your way can change the course of events. One muffled ground ball can turn the tide. One play where there's a lack of execution, and the game goes the other way. Kennedy gets the strikeout, 2 down, back to the top.
Kennedy's been smoking the corners in this game. Look at the way she's going to get that pitch on the outer half. That actually looks like a screwball. It's got a little elevation to it, but when she throws to that arm side, especially with lefties up, she'll kind of blend that. We'll call it a scries, a little bit of rise, a little bit of screwball.
Maloney, straight away center. Maya Davis is there, and it's a 1-2-3 affair for Nyjah. To the bottom of the 5th we go. National championship number 6. Oklahoma caps off the winningest season in history. Norman conquest is complete with the historic 4-peat for Oklahoma. A remarkable 4-year run for the Oklahoma Sooners as national champs coming to an end this year. Both of these sides vanquished the Sooners en route to the finals. Texas got them in a winner's bracket game on Saturday, sent them down into the loser's bracket. And after OU eliminated Oregon, Texas Tech got them in the semifinals on a Lauren Allred walk-off sack fly to score Maya Davis. And so a new champion will be crowned this time around. Might it be Texas tonight? To the bottom of the 5th, Salmon still in to pitch, and a pinch hitter here for Victoria Valdez in the 8th spot in the order. It's Reagan Jennings. Similar move happened last night. Jennings 0 for 1.
Jared Glasgow telling Holly Rowe earlier in the game how important this 5th inning is going to be because the 6th or 7th could see Tegan Kavan. This is the biggest opportunity of pitchers that you can get more hits, possibly, as Kavan warms up in the bullpen.
Good off speed from Salmon in for a strike.
She really drops off that velocity down to 47 miles an hour.
A lot of talk about not going to Kavan unless you have a lead. Might that change in a tie game, 6th and 7th innings? Might not need to find out if Tech gets something going. They have led in 23 of the last 24 games, and the only time they have trailed in this World Series was in the 7th inning last night. Hey, and don't forget, this is where the LA 2028 Summer Olympic softball competition will be, right here in Devon Park. Oklahoma City will also host the canoe slalom competitions. Going to be a big summer in OKC 2028. The LA Olympics will come to town to take advantage of the largest capacity softball stadium in the country. Second pinch hitter in a row is Logan Holloman, who was involved in that controversial stolen base in the 5th inning last night. Called out upon review. They changed the call, obstruction. She was safe and then came in to score for a 1-0 lead. She's 0 for 2, reached on an error last night.
She's in here to move a runner.
Absolutely, and you can see Mia Scott just charging in. Reading those hands, the corner is just crashing.
That one hit her in the batter's box, dead ball.
Her one job right now is to move a runner. Put the ball in play, make the defense work.
Sophomore out of Flower Mound, Texas. One for 5 in the NCAA tournament. Foul, 1 and 2.
Big 1-2 count for Salmon. She gave up that base hit to Jennings on a 1-2 count as well. I think she needs to waste something here, try to get her to chase on the outer half, screwball outside, just something to try to get her to whiff through it.
Does go away upstairs, 2 and 2.
Nice at bat by Holland. I mean, she is just fouling off pitches, protecting.
Coming in off the bench.
Yeah.
Tell the nerves are flowing. Came in a pitch run, but now having an at-bat.
Called strike 3.
Wow.
One down.
There it is, that 48-mile-an-hour pitch again from Cam Salmon. She is just deadly with this. Look at the way she sells it. This is a flip changeup. Look at the rotations on that. That's what fools the batter's eye. It looks like it's coming in at 70 miles an hour. It's 48. You can see the way she flips that wrist backward, that rotation. That is a beautiful pitch.
And that is the first strikeout of the night for a Texas pitcher. And now it's back to the top of the order. Davis lined out in the first, singled in the third. She is facing Salmon for the second time. Go ahead run at first base here for the Red Raiders, and that's drilled to the gap in left center to the wall. Jennings will hold at third, and Davis with the stand-up double puts 2 in scoring position.
Maya Davis again. She had the hit on a pitch up and out, up the middle in this one. Same location. Up and away, just gets to the ball. She's got that split grip, which allows that top hand to stay on top, driving this to left center field. Now runners at second and third. Maya Davis staying hot.
And Patrick and Brittany Mahomes liking that outcome. Let's send it down to Holly Rowe.
Well, what's remarkable about that hit is Maya Davis has been a slapper for most of her career. She was at Louisiana slapping for Jerry Glasgow, and it had 1 career home run coming into this season, and he saw more in her. He's worked with her specifically one-on-one, and she said him taking the time to work for me has changed my hitting, and there she is hitting away. This is crazy transformation for a player who had never hit before that until just recently.
Well, and Holly, player similar to Maya Davis, is up to bat right now, and that's Haley Toney. She's got that inside-out swing, Holly, that she learned as a slapper as well, turned hitter. And as hot as Maya Davis has been, you want to one-up it, it's Haley Toney. She has been their hitter of the postseason.
Yeah, and she was great against Oklahoma. She had a double off the top of the wall going opposite field, and that's really what Tech needs right now. They need something driven deep into the gap.
They need clutch. It's been a struggle finding it in the postseason. This may be their best chance at the plate. The freshman has been strong swinging the bat for a Texas Tech team that is just 4 for 21 at the World Series with a runner in scoring position, including twice already in the finals, leaving the bases loaded.
The Texas defense pulled way in, middles in front of the line, corners up.
Toney waited on the change and pops it up. 2 down.
And that's not the pitch you want to attack in that situation. Haley Toney has been so good, but the freshman going after a changeup in a I don't really want to hit a changeup situation.
That's when you're battling with 2 strikes.
Yes.
You see the frustration from Jerry Glasgow. It's Lauren Allred's turn, the sophomore from Texarkana. Has a couple of walk-offs in the postseason for the Red Raiders, looking for the lead here in the bottom of the 5th in a must-win game. 2 for 9 tonight with a runner on base. Strong again with the off-speed, down to 47 miles an hour.
Tech is in between speeds at times right now with that changeup.
Mike White sticking with his freshman in the circle. Tries it again. Jennings at third, Davis at second as Kennedy looks on. Walked her, and the bases are loaded for Alana Johnson, who's 4 for 8 this season with the bases loaded, including a couple of grand slams.
I'm interested to see if they're going to go to that shift that they've been going to with Alana Johnson, where they move all the infielders. I feel like right now that's just too risky.
I agree.
Play her straight up.
Holly, what you got?
Well, Alana Johnson's been here before. When she was 11 years old, came as a little girl to watch the Women's College World Series, and she had a feeling she would be right back here today. She had this sign, "Hey, Mom and Dad, you'll be watching me play here in a few years," and now here she is. Her parents are in the stands. They bring that sign to the games, and here she is with the bases loaded. She has spoken this moment into existence. Let's see what happens next.
So amazing, Holly. We see all the little girls that are here, and Alana Johnson was one of those, dreaming of being in this moment.
And they are going to go with that shift.
3 on the left side of the infield.
And they threw her outside.
And she was not expecting that. Wow.
You got to think, too, you remember, if you just poke your bat on that, there's no one on the right side of the infield except for Jolie Mitchell.
This one's inside, 0-2.
How about
change up
miles an hour again?
Jammed her.
That's called protecting yourself. That could have hit her. That ball was so far inside. Wow. I think that hits the shoulder if she doesn't swing at that.
Wow. Twice in the Champ Series, they've left them loaded. Almost got her with the change. She fights it off.
Giving her a little bit of everything. Started her away, couple change-ups, threw it at her. She fouled it off.
Jennings, Davis, all red. Ready to go. Oh, good save from Reese Atwood.
Wow, she's so clutch behind the dish.
Jerry Glasgow's talked about it so much. That's why they stole home base in a game earlier. Got to get that runner in from third. It's been a struggle. Atwood, her best effort to get after it.
This feels like the game. I know it's bottom of the 5th inning, but that's why you're seeing the tension and all the emotion right now. This feels like Tech's best opportunity to win this game.
They might have to face Kavan in the 6th and 7th if Salmon can get out of it. And that hits her, and a run will score. Back-to-back free passes, 1-0 Texas Tech.
Johnson fouled off one of those pitches earlier. That one ends up plunking her. Wow.
Single, double, walk, hit batter. And it started with the pinch hitter, Reagan Jennings, who comes in to score through the wickets. And another run is in. And the Red Raiders taking advantage.
And this is just that changeup. It shows up at about 38 feet, and it gets right through Reese Atwood after being so stellar. This ball just goes right between her. She drops down, but you can see it gets past the glove all the way to the backstop. Davis in the score.
We've talked about what a wacky World Series it's been, and now Tech with a lead, courtesy of an RBI hit by pitch and a wild pitch. And they score twice without a hit.
This crowd is ignited right now.
Still not out of it for Texas. And here's Langoliers. Reached on a fielder's choice and popped up. With Nigeri Kennedy on deck. Had a 1-0 lead last night and lost it. And now a 2-0 lead tonight. Langoliers pops it up, and Henry will call for it to end the inning. But 2 runs in the bottom of the 5th for the Red Raiders. And the ace for the Texas Tech staff has a lead to protect and 6 outs to bring it home. Nigeri Kennedy. And the Texas Tech Red Raiders with the 2-0 lead in a must-win situation to force a Game 3 to play for the national championship tomorrow night. Texas rallied last night to win Game 1. If they do it again tonight, they are the champions. But they're going to have to go through the NCAA's wins leader this year, the NCAA's ERA leader this year, number 2 in whip, number 2 in strikeouts. And it's Caden Henry. And a pitch clock violation on Kennedy, and so that's a ball. What's crazy is Tech's run was scored in the 5th last night. Caden Henry was the one that came up in the 6th to start the rally for Texas in a 2-run 6th.
Razor thin margin of error.
Can Kennedy rewrite the ending tonight? After a disastrous finish last night, the intentional walk attempt that Reese Atwood ended up getting a pitch to hit, and a 2-run double to give Texas a lead they would not relinquish.
And this is the part of their lineup: Henry, Scott, and Atwood. If you're to pick the top 3, it's these 3.
They've all been over 400 for the majority of the year.
Now a 3-2 count. Tried to pull it back on ball 4 and fouls it off. Another 3-2 pitch from Nyjah. Elder in foul territory and has room. 1 down. How about our next WNBA game coming your way? It's Asia Wilson and the Aces against the Valkyries. Chase Center in San Francisco. Saturday afternoon, 3 Eastern, noon Pacific on ABC, ESPN Plus, and ESPN Deportes. All summer long with the WNBA, all summer long with the AUSL. Mia Scott drills one. Back it goes, and Mia Scott clears the wall. Solo home run to get one back for the Horns. The senior just keeps delivering in big moments for Texas. And an exit velo of nearly 80.
Such quick hands. She got the base hit in the first inning on a changeup, and this is just a beautiful job. Look at the pitch location. This is a screwball moving away from the barrel, but not Mia Scott's barrel, because she's able to get to this ball, drive it. And this is a line drive shot, just barely clears to get Texas on the board.
And she is now the career World Series leader with her 4th home run. Has been so good in the spotlight that is Oklahoma City over the last 4 years. And now yet another showdown, Kennedy and Atwood. And Nyjah visibly upset on that last call. Wanted the strike, 1-1. Atwood 0 for 2, struck out on a curveball her last time up. Nyjah knows what she wants. And the changeup in for a strike.
Back-to-back changeups. That's the respect of the power that Reese Atwood has.
One hit this entire World Series. It was the game winner off Kennedy last night. Talked to us the other day about relaxing. Don't press in these moments. Hit through the ball, not at the ball. Here's the 1-2. Struck her out again. 2 down.
Just how talented Nyjah Kennedy is that, again, going back to that curveball pitch on the outer half. So she goes with the rise ball previous pitch, comes back with the curveball in the outer half. Look at that rotation on it, nice and tight, snaps that across her body. Good run on that pitch, strikes out Atwood for the 2nd time tonight.
And then gets Jolie Mitchell to pop it up. Linda Booth calling for it. And that'll end the inning, but Texas is on the board in a 2-1 game to the bottom of the 6th.
Nyjah Kennedy's only given up 12 home runs all year, so you know when she's hitting one, it's one of the best. And for Texas, it's Mia Scott, line drive to respond. Tech goes up 2. The Longhorns get 1 back.
Here's how Texas has done it in a lot of different ways, scoring their runs here at the World Series. Singles, doubles, triples, homers, stealing home, getting hit by a pitch with the bases loaded, scoring on a wild pitch with the bases loaded. That's how they've gotten 2 across tonight. And a 2-1 lead. They are 3 outs away from evening the finals. And they will see Citlali Gutierrez here in the bottom of the 6th, the 3rd Longhorn pitcher of the night.
Gutierrez's experience coming out of the pen. She's done it all year long for Texas. In fact, they say she's stronger out of the pen than with her starts. She throws 3 different speeds, so a lot of the same, a lot of mix, a lot of working the corners.
Tegan Cavan, last night's Game 1 winner, watches. In all likelihood, we would not see her tonight. There's the Scott family getting the home run ball. And for Gutierrez, her first series of this World Series, she had a couple of appearances in the Super Regionals against Clemson. Kennedy drills one deep center field, and plenty of room to roam out there for Caden Henry. 1 down.
just off the end of the bat. It sounded like it was going out off the bat, but just got it on the end.
Well, that's that off-speed curveball that Sitlali throws so well. You think you're just going to mash it, and then it shows up just a little bit slower than what you think it's going to.
If Gutierrez can take care of business, it would be 6-7-8 coming up for Texas, their last chance in the top of the 7th. Demi Elder, couple of ground outs. Yanks that one foul. Another capacity crowd tonight. They have been raucous. After an hour weather delay, that didn't chase anybody away.
Standing room only. I mean, it is packed.
Fabulous night here for game 2. As it stands, they'll be back tomorrow night for game 3. Unless Texas can change things in the 7th. We've only had 6 game 3s in the 19 years of the championship series. Last one was Oklahoma over Florida State in 2021. They rallied after they lost game 1 to take games 2 and 3. And Elder draws the walk. Victoria Valdez re-enters here to hit in the 8th spot in the order. Grounded out her first time up. Lifted for a pinch hitter in the 5th, and Reagan Jennings started the 2-run rally. You can only be subbed out once, though, a second time and you're burnt, so they need Valdez behind the plate in the 7th.
Atwood coming out to talk a little bit. Gutierrez starting out from behind and walking Elder. Probably talking a little defense too, trying to have those middles deep up the middle.
Valdez out of play. What a moment, though, as scripted so far for Nigeri Kennedy. Took responsibility for the loss last night. Said tonight she wanted to play ball. Has a 1-run lead with one more go-round in the 7th. That one misses away. 2-2.
And Nyjah needed her team to have her back tonight. You knew what she'd do, what she does in the circle, but this team offensively just finding ways.
10 times this year she's thrown back-to-back days, and 10 times in the second day she's won.
And how about her defense stepping up behind her? I think that's been huge as well.
Valdez, a little squibber, foot race, and an error at first base for Texas. Last second, Mitchell tried to toss it to Bennett, and it bounces off of her, and there's runners on the corners with 1 out. And the Red Raiders may be able to pad that lead for Kennedy.
Well, and this is just a little bit of chaos. That is a cue shot off, and you could just see the communication between Bennett and Mitchell. That ball's just tossed a little bit too hard to Bennett as she's trying to get there. Mitchell goes off of the glove, a little bit of a collision there at first. Also is going to allow Elder to go all the way to third.
Well, Katie Bennett went for the ball too, and that's why she was late getting to first base. This is so Texas Tech. This is Red Raiders. I mean, she hit that out off the top of her bat to get basically a hit to get herself on base, and that's how they do things. It's not the big home runs. It's not the sexy stuff. Tonight it's a hit by pitch, a pass ball, and they're continuing this inning on a funky play at first.
Yeah. Well, the issues the last 2 times they were here in the finals in 2022 and 2024 against Oklahoma, miscues. And their own undoing at certain times with errors, or tonight wild pitches. And now I think they've called it a single, but they've got to be talking about an error.
Well, Jerry, I think, is going to challenge possible, obstruction maybe on the defense, because there was a collision with Valdez and Bennett at first.
Jerry thinks the runner ought to be on second base. Number 9 hitter, the freshman Bailey Lindemuth, is due up. Valdez, as it stands right now, at first.
Valdez ended up on the ground. That's what Jerry Glasgow is arguing.
The ruling on the field was there was no obstruction after the batter runner reached first base. This is a Texas Tech challenge. The previous play is under further review.
It's after the drop, because Katie Bennett has every right to be at first base during the play, but after the ball is dropped and gets away is where the collision in hand happens, and Victoria Valdez ends up on the ground.
What's our rules analyst Christy Cornwell think? Christy?
Well, I think Beth is right. In this case, it looks like both fielders were doing what both players, the runner and the defense, were doing what they're entitled to do. This is just a crash.
So no advancement to second base, Christy?
I would agree with that. She would only have gotten first anyway, so that's going to be umpire judgment if, in fact, they rule obstruction, which I don't think we have obstruction in this case. It's just a wreck.
Well, and she got first base. She wasn't trying to advance to second base.
After review, the ruling is upheld. There is no obstruction at first base. This is the first challenge for Texas Tech of the ball game.
All right, so Valdez will go out to first base. And it looks like the pinch runner, Garcia, is headed for third base to run for Demi Elder. Remember, Garcia is the one that stole home in the win against UCLA. Certainly the Longhorns aware of that. This is what happened on Saturday.
Straight steal of home between the wickets of Ramirez of UCLA. One of the gutsiest calls we've ever seen here in Oklahoma City.
And now, are they going to bring in Kavan? It looks like they will. Texas will bring its ace out of the bullpen. Gutierrez lasts just the 3 batters here in the 6th. Pitching change for the Horns. Tegan Kavan, the Game 1 winner last night. 3-0 here at the World Series with a save as well. 24 innings without an earned run allowed. And she will come on with runners on first and third, 1 out, trying to keep this a 1-run game.
Lindemuth, the freshman, up in the 9-hole. She has already been pinch hit for.
Big out to get it. Be a dream for Texas to roll a double play ball here, because Maya Davis and the top of the order are coming up. Davis already with a couple of hits on the night. They're pulled in at second and short. Bailey flew out to right. A terrific catch by Ashton Maloney, her first time up. Linda Muth. Fly ball out to Henry in center, on the run, charging in towards the plate, and the throw way offline. And a run scores as Garcia slides in safely. The sac fly makes it 3-1.
So Caden Henry trying to kind of deke the runner, but she was so distracted by that, she ended up not being able to get the ball out of the glove. Oh! And that's a play Caden Henry normally makes very close at home plate.
Yes.
She had all day to get behind that in center field.
And I'm surprised they threw a rise ball in that particular situation, because you want to roll ground balls.
You talk about finding a way to win for Texas Tech tonight. Just pressure, pressure, pressure. Yeah. 3 runs on the board, none of them driven in with a hit. A sac fly, a wild pitch, a hit batter. They just keep getting on base, keep coming after you.
It's the chaos effect.
I mean, they win a lot of nail biters. They win a lot of low-scoring games. And now they've bumped the advantage up to 2, looking for another one here with a runner at second and 2 out. And Kennedy continues her prep to go back out to the circle in the top of the 7th to try and even the championship series and force a game 3 tomorrow. Talking with Tara Archibald, the coach's daughter, their pitching coach. Been on this journey together, dad and daughter. Boy, and Glasgow fuming at third. I think there was a missed sign on the bases. Looking out at Valdez on second. Davis, knocked down by Mitchell, and Valdez runs through a stop sign, but another throw to the plate is offline, and it is 4-1 Red Raiders.
And that's also positioning, it's communication. Mitchell is going to go to her backhand on a slow developing play off of the glove. And the wheels just starting to fall off the cart for Texas. So this should be a routine ground ball to Katie Bennett. That needs to be Bennett and Mitchell talking. Red Raiders.
That is a couple of throws home to the wrong side of the plate for Texas. And Jerry.
How about Valdez coming around to score after the missed sign?
Yes.
And that's why Glasgow is now smiling.
Through the stop, by the way, and made amends. And now Tony reaches, and Davis swipes second base. And the inning continues.
Valdez knows she misses the sign, and here she's looking at the play, and watch Jerry Glasgow stop. And it worked out. So 2 missed signs. 2 pitches, 2 missed signs.
Not how you'd write it up, but effective in getting a run in.
And when are you not looking to? She was staring at Jolie Mitchell the entire time. Great read, by the way, by Valdez.
That was the first run of the night scored on a base hit. RBI single for Maya Davis.
Ugh. I think that needs to be played better by the defense of Texas.
I would agree. I would absolutely agree.
Okay, good.
Don't blame the messenger.
Yep.
Oh, and that comes in on Tony and hits her. Well, for the Longhorns, 4 errors yesterday, and it did not cost them a win, but now miscues here tonight. It's been part of the Longhorn story recently in the finals. And it comes back into play tonight in game 2.
And I just wonder, when you brought Kavan in, if you're going to use her in this inning, why not start her?
That's a question I bet a lot of folks will be asking if this score stands in preparation for game 3. Good over to first. And that ends it, but damage done. 4-1, Texas Tech, 3 outs away from evening the score. Nigeri Kennedy, that $1 million right arm, ready to try and shut the door. Texas with work to do to try and win their first national championship tonight. As it stands, Nigeri Kennedy and Texas Tech are on the verge of forcing a game 3 tomorrow night for the ring. Kennedy against 6, 7, and 8. Stewart fouls off the first pitch. They had a late lead last night in game 1. Slipped away. Kennedy took responsibility for missing out on the pitch out. And came back today with fire in her eyes, ready to go to work. Looking to redeem herself and get her and her teammates another night of ball together.
Just a message this sends to every single softball player, every single athlete that has failed. And for Nigeri Kennedy to see how upset and mad she was last night to be able to come into this game. Fire in her pitches, fire under her belt. I mean, she has just been absolutely nails in this game.
Has she pitched 3 days in a row this year? Yes, she has. She's done it 3 straight days, 3 times.
2 of those 3 times in May. 1 back in April.
Texas is the team that's gotten her the most in her career. Three times head-to-head here in Oklahoma City against Tegan Kavan. The likely matchup if there is a game 3 tomorrow. Kavan winning last night.
And Nija's efficient. Even though she's a power pitcher, last night just 88 pitches. Tonight, look at this, she's still under 90 pitches here in the 7th inning.
Good at bat for Katie Stewart. Five foul balls, 9th pitch of the at-bat. Drives it to short, and it bounces up and hits Tony in the chest. And a glimmer for Texas.
This ball was smoked. I mean, it has hit 78 miles an hour, the hardest hit besides the home run. Just bounces up. Got her in the face a little bit, too.
First error of the night for Texas Tech. Can they rally with the bottom of their order? Here's Victoria Hunter. She gets on base. She can pass the bat to the tying run. There's Leanne Good. I love the confidence of Reese Atwood keeping the catcher's gear on like she's headed back out there in the bottom of the 7th. Kennedy trying to make sure that doesn't happen, and that hits Hunter, and Texas brings the tying run to the plate. Not a big home run hitter, but good enough for Leanne Good. She's got 3 of them in the NCAA tournament. So now it is Texas' turn to try and take advantage of some miscues.
Not a lot of options. Not a lot of pinch hit options for Texas.
Texas Tech has been here before. How about Monday night against Oklahoma? Game in hand, not so fast. The game-tying home run for Abby Dayton. Texas Tech would have to walk it off in the bottom of the 7th.
Yeah, and that was a 9-hole hitter. Texas bringing 8 and 9 up here with 2 runners on.
Oh for 2 last night. Leanne's 0 for 2 tonight. Kennedy struck her out in the 3rd. Leanne Good out to left on the run, and that squirts away from Demi Elder. 1 run is in, and 2 in scoring position for Texas. RBI double for Leanne Good.
You're right, Smitty. Getting down to the bottom of this order for Texas, but this is when they start to rally, and Leanne Good has been that person in this lineup. A beautiful job, and we've seen more hard contact in this inning from Texas. And you see Leanne Good being able to get to a rise ball coming up and in on the hands. 3/4 swing getting to this. Demi Elder almost catches this ball, kicks off her glove. It's in her glove and then out. Longhorns get one back.
Katie Simmons, the pinch hitter, the senior from Humboldt, Texas. And here come the Longhorns. Possibly 1 swing away from tying it up in the 7th. Chases the rise, 0-2.
That was a home run swing, too.
Yeah.
1 goal, and that was to hit it out of here.
here at the World Series. 3 of the 7 runs that she has allowed have come in the 7th inning. Hunter and Good standing by on the bases. After Simmons, it's back to the top of the order.
Almost curveball or changeup here. I mean, right now we've seen Katie Simmons literally miss the rise ball. Now get to contact on that rise ball. Either got to go away with the curve or off speed with the change.
And she comes back with that changeup.
Just be careful with that rise. An 0-2, throw it, but throw it way up out of the zone. And it's interesting because the big strikeout pitches for Nyjah have not been the rise ball. It has been east to west, using the curveball, using the screwball.
Here's her 100th pitch of the night. 0-2 to Katie Simmons.
Oh, that's that curveball just off the end of the bat.
Katie Stewart, who reached on an error, has scored. Hunter got hit by a pitch. She's at third, and then Good standing on second after the double. Checking to make sure that that one was a foul ball and not a swing and miss. We play on. No chase. Simmons drives one. Back goes Elder to make the catch. Runner from third, Hunter, tags and scores. And the sac fly makes it 4-3 with 1 out. And the tying run out at second base for the top of the order. What an effort from the bottom of the Texas lineup.
How about coming off the bench, Katie Simmons?
Slap to third. Linda Muth makes the play for the second out. And how about this? Game 2 of the finals. Top 7, 1-run game. That tying run at third with 2 outs for Caden Henry against the All-American Nyjah Kennedy.
Oh, a little extra juice on that pitch at 72 miles an hour.
0-1. Tech gets the out. We play tomorrow night.
That's like 100 in Major League Baseball. She just went twice. Rear and back.
Here's the 0-2. Got her. Kennedy delivers in the biggest moment. Preserves the lead and evens the championship series at 1 game apiece. 4-3 Red Raiders the final. And we've got a game 3 tomorrow night in Oklahoma City. Redemption for Nyjah. And a 1-run win.
How about Nyjah just coming and rearing back? Caden Henry, I mean, we saw her get to her top speed, 72 miles an hour, and then goes that rise ball away to get the swing and miss.
How about our Capital One rewarding performance?
And how about Nyjah just being able to control the zone with her unconventional pitches? We don't always see her throw. The curveball was outstanding this evening, using that rise ball at the end of the game. But that curveball to the righties, screwball to the lefties, a lot of energy for Nyjah Kennedy coming back after that heartbreaking loss last night. She redeems herself in the circle. She is your Capital One rewarding performance for the evening.
Patrick and Brittany Mahomes celebrating. And a big hug with Jerry Glasgow after a rough night last night. Holly Rowe smiles tonight for Nyjah.
Well, Nyjah, that 7th inning was tense. They come within 1 run. What is that pitch that you throw to get the strikeout to end that game?
Anything I'm confident in, honestly. At that point, I knew my team worked really hard to get some runs, so I knew I had to shut the door.
Given the way the game ended last night, you apologized to your team. When you stepped onto the field today, what intention did you bring?
Yeah, to fight for them, like I said. Last night was on me, so I knew I had to go out there and leave it on the field.
Your defense had your back. Early in this game, so many ground balls, fly balls, every moment they were there. What's going through your mind as they continue to get out after out for you?
Just keep fighting for them in the circle. I know they're fighting for me, so I have to do the same thing.
You have a chance to win a national championship tomorrow. Play another day. What does that mean to you and this team?
It means everything. I mean, we knew yesterday was a tough loss, so to be able to force this game to a game 3 means a lot.
I know Patrick Mahomes is a big fan of yours. He's up there watching you tonight in the press box. How cool is that he's here supporting you?
Yeah, it means everything. I mean, wreck him forever, so it's incredible that he's here.
How about we see you tomorrow night?
What'd you say, sir?
Let's see you tomorrow night.
Yes, thank you. Wreck up!
Tomorrow night, indeed, a 4-3 win for Texas Tech. So it will be Game 3, 8 Eastern tomorrow night on ESPN. For our entire crew, Michelle Smith, Jessica Mendoza, Holly Rowe, I'm Beth Mowens. Thanks for being with you. More to come. SportsCenter is next.